Everyone, welcome back to Machine's Visit. What if I told you the United States spends billions of dollars every single year on something it can barely grow itself? Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet despite its massive economy and advanced agriculture, the U.S. still imports more than 3.8 billion pounds of coffee annually. And here's the shocking part. Americans consume so much coffee that the country has become the largest coffee market on the planet. Every morning, millions of people unknowingly depend on tiny beans grown thousands of miles away in remote tropical regions. But these aren't just ordinary beans. In many countries, coffee is called the black gold of agriculture because behind every cup lies a hidden world of precision, risk, and massive industrial operations that most people never get to see. The journey starts deep in tropical landscapes where warm sunlight, rich volcanic soil, and perfect humidity create the ideal conditions for coffee plants to survive. Unlike fast-growing crops, coffee plants demand patience. A single plant can take anywhere from 3 to 5 years before it finally matures and begins producing fruit. During flowering season, delicate white blossoms suddenly appear across the fields, releasing a sweet fragrance that lasts only a few short days. Miss that small window, and the entire harvest can be affected. Slowly, those flowers transform into bright coffee cherries over the next 6 to 9 months. But here's where things become even more intense. Farmers can't simply harvest everything at once. Timing is critical. Once nearly 95% of the cherries turn deep red, while the remaining 5% stay green, the race against time officially begins. One mistake during harvesting can destroy flavor quality and cost producers huge amounts of money. To handle this challenge, modern coffee farms now rely on massive harvesting machines that look like something straight out of a futuristic factory. Across endless coffee fields during the dry season, these giant machines move with incredible precision between rows of plants, creating a fascinating mix of nature and advanced engineering. Each machine is equipped with an advanced vibrating rod system containing up to 1,500 moving rods. These rods generate carefully controlled vibrations powerful enough to shake ripe cherries loose, but gentle enough to avoid damaging the branches or knocking down unripe fruit. It's a process that almost feels unreal when you watch it in action. As thousands of cherries fall from the trees, soft collection mats instantly catch them before they hit the ground, preventing bruising and contamination. From there, the cherries travel through an automated conveyor system, while powerful air blowers remove leaves, sticks, and unwanted debris within seconds. What remains are perfectly cleaned, high-quality coffee cherries, prepared for the next stage of production. And this is where the real scale of the operation becomes shocking. These harvesting systems can process up to 12,000 pounds of coffee every single hour, replacing the exhausting labor of more than 100 workers. For many farms, this technology has completely transformed the industry, cutting costs while dramatically increasing efficiency. But there's another reason these machines are changing coffee production worldwide. By clearing the plants faster, coffee trees get extra recovery time before the next growing cycle begins. That means healthier plants, stronger future harvests, and even better bean quality over the long term. For many experts, this isn't just innovation. It may be the future survival strategy of the global coffee industry itself. Still, not every farm depends entirely on machines. In mountainous regions and premium coffee plantations, many farmers continue harvesting by hand despite the intense labor involved. And honestly, this part surprises a lot of people. Some of the world's most expensive coffees are still picked one cherry at a time. Experienced workers carefully inspect every branch, selecting only the perfectly ripe cherries while leaving green ones behind to mature naturally. The same trees are often revisited multiple times throughout the season because even a few underripe cherries can affect the final flavor. The harvested cherries are gently placed into baskets before being transported for processing. Yes, hand-picking is slower, more exhausting, and far more expensive. But many farmers believe machines still cannot fully replace the human eye when it comes to producing ultra-premium specialty coffee. This careful process protects both the plant and the fruit, while preserving the deep flavors coffee lovers around the world are willing to pay premium prices for. For many coffee-growing regions, this isn't just farming. It's a tradition, a source of pride, and in some cases, an entire community survival. And after all that hard work, the ripe coffee cherries are finally loaded onto massive trucks. ready for the next mysterious stage of processing. Each of these massive trucks can carry up to 20,000 pounds of freshly harvested coffee cherries, racing against time to deliver them to the processing stations before freshness begins to fade. Because in the coffee industry, even a small delay can affect flavor, quality, and ultimately millions of dollars in value. But what happens next is the part most people have never seen. The moment these trucks arrive, the coffee begins a transformation that feels almost like an industrial science experiment. Behind every smooth cup of coffee is an incredibly precise process where one tiny mistake can ruin an entire batch. The first stage begins with sorting the cherries using large water tanks. Tons of coffee cherries are dumped into deep pools where nature itself helps separate quality from waste. The heavier, perfectly ripe cherries sink straight to the bottom, while defective, hollow, or underripe cherries float to the surface and are immediately removed. It's a surprisingly simple method, yet it plays a massive role in determining the final taste people experience in their cups every morning. But not every coffee farm follows the same path. In some regions, farmers still rely on the traditional dry processing method, a slower technique that many believe creates deeper and more complex flavors. After sorting, the cherries are spread under the scorching sun for nearly 7 to 14 days. Day after day, workers constantly monitor and rotate them to prevent spoilage. If sudden rain appears at the wrong time, an entire harvest can be destroyed within hours. Once properly dried, the cherries move to powerful hulling machines where the real transformation begins. Rotating drums and pressure systems aggressively strip away the dried outer skin and fruit pulp, finally revealing the precious coffee beans hidden inside. What's left behind isn't wasted either. The discarded fruit material is often recycled into natural fertilizer, helping nourish the next generation of coffee plants. But even after this stage, the beans still aren't ready. Each bean remains coated in a sticky natural layer called mucilage, and removing it requires another carefully controlled process that feels surprisingly delicate. The beans are transferred into fermentation tanks where natural enzymes slowly break down the remaining layer. And here's where things become extremely sensitive. Temperature controls everything. If the environment becomes too hot or too cold, the entire flavor profile of the coffee can change dramatically. Farmers aim to maintain temperatures between 64 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit while carefully timing the fermentation process. Too little fermentation leaves unwanted residue behind. Too much can completely ruin the beans. Once the mucilage finally breaks down, the beans are washed thoroughly with clean water until every remaining trace is removed. Only then are they considered ready for one of the most important stages in the entire coffee industry: drying. Drying may sound simple, but experts consider it one of the biggest factors affecting coffee quality. The goal is to reduce moisture levels to around 10 to 12%. Even slightly above that range can trigger mold growth during storage and shipping, potentially destroying thousands of pounds of coffee. Traditional sun drying is still widely used in many regions. Beans are spread across patios or raised drying beds where workers continuously turn them 2 to 3 times every hour for up to 2 weeks. It's exhausting work, but many producers believe this slower process preserves richer and more natural flavors. Modern facilities, however, often use advanced mechanical drying systems to speed things up. Inside giant industrial dryers, temperatures are carefully maintained between 104 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit for 24 to 48 hours. Unlike sun drying, this method delivers faster and far more consistent results while reducing the farm's dependence on unpredictable weather. Once the beans reach the perfect moisture level, they are sent through another hulling stage where a thin parchment layer protecting the beans is finally removed. But even now, the inspection process is far from over. The beans are next passed through sorting systems that separate them by size, weight, and density. Heavier beans are usually considered higher quality because they contain better internal structure and richer flavor potential. Then comes one of the most futuristic parts of modern coffee production: advanced laser scanning systems. These machines inspect every single bean at high speed, instantly rejecting any with discoloration, cracks, or surface defects that fail to meet strict quality standards. After processing and packaging, the green coffee beans begin another massive journey, this time across the ocean to the United States. Since air transport would be far too expensive, Nearly all coffee is shipped by sea inside specialized cargo, containers capable of carrying between 44,000 and 55,000 pounds of beans each. And the scale is almost unbelievable. Giant cargo ships transport up to 44 million pounds of coffee during a single voyage, carrying the harvest of entire countries across thousands of miles of open ocean. During these long journeys, temperature and humidity inside the containers are monitored constantly because even small environmental changes can damage the beans and alter their flavor before they ever reach consumers. Finally, once the coffee arrives in the United States, it enters a stage that completely defines its final taste: roasting. This is where coffee truly becomes coffee. Inside massive roasting machines, green beans are exposed to carefully controlled temperatures ranging from 356 to 464 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on the desired flavor profile. Seconds can make a huge difference here. Roast too lightly, and the flavor may taste weak or grassy. Roast too long, and the beans can become bitter or burnt. As the beans roast, they undergo dramatic chemical reactions that release the rich aromas people instantly recognize. Some beans are packaged whole, while others are ground into fine powder to meet massive consumer demand. The finished coffee is then sealed inside airtight packaging equipped with one-way valves that allow gases to escape while protecting freshness and aroma. And just like that, the journey is complete. From remote tropical farms to giant cargo ships, from high-tech machinery to the hands of hard-working farmers, coffee travels thousands of miles before finally reaching the tables, cafes, and kitchens of millions of Americans every single day. But coffee is far more than just a drink. Behind every cup lies an incredible story of technology, precision, tradition, risk, and human dedication happening on a global scale. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible stories from the world of machines and industry.